Okay, we can start. So, I think let's just open. Oh, actually, let me check. It does do that. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so the first thing we can do is finish off the alarm. That's what we wanted to do. From the last. Yeah, that was the leftover things to do. So, um, yes. Okay, so we need a few things. We need this. We also need. Oops. Okay, we need CCTV. Right, and I had these things, so let's yeah, let's make like a component in the CCTV. I don't think it needs to be like a whole separate thing. Like it's just obviously still be in this scene, right? But we need a different right, this alarm output. Yeah. This is just the thing that doesn't deal with any behavior. That's fine. So we just need a component which is like a yeah. Maybe these should be area 3Ds. Oh, who cares? Okay. But you want to have like detection area. 3D. Okay. And we need a mesh on that. Actually, you know what? Let's not do this. Let's open Blender and do this properly. Yeah. Okay. What do we want? We want a cone. Yes. And what we want it to be like 4 or something. Okay, perfect. And yeah, let's just oops. RZ90. 45 I meant. Right. And then I'm just gonna save this. Oh, okay. Um my devices. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and now let's have a little look at this. Also, I've realized that I haven't put all the devices into devices. Like door should be in there, but I'll change that in a second. Oh, did I? That's an amazing question. Like, okay, good. Okay, OGG is there. So let's go to here, right? Okay. Guess we can do that, and then yeah, that kind of makes sense. I think this is fine. Right, obviously this is all just temporary, but I just want it to be like somewhat correct in a way, right? And just save that and then go mesh, create collision shape. Um, wait, can I click cone? No, that doesn't exist. Wait, so what does she want here? Simplified convex? Seems fine. Okay. So that's that. And then we want this to be like a component of CCTV, right? Rather than being Yeah. We want this to be like independent of the CCTV, so I think we can just add it directly to this area 3D. Cool. Right, so we're gonna basically need the things I commented out. Yeah. So this probably should be an I simplified device. Although that still doesn't actually do anything yet. That's okay. Wait. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. Why or not this has to be succeeded by something. Right, and then we can, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna remove this loot. And we can remove it from here. Cool, perfect. Now it's done. Move this here. So this is acting most like the light switch. Oh, not that. That's simplified. This, right? Yeah, so we have to define the behavior ourselves, right? So basically, I think what we have to do is we have to go on area entered. Yeah, so we want to test for probably body entered, right? Var S. I don't know what this S is. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Well, it doesn't have any inputs. Oh, okay. Oh, so it does take var body. Like, I'm not going crazy. Oh, okay, let's just do it. Okay, on body entered. Right, and we can just go if body is player. I think I'm doing this stupidly. This is way simpler to do. We're just doing this, right? Nope, that's not it. Although it is needed. Okay. Oh, I should be doing this. Oh no, wait, what? Wait, can I just do this? Contains type? Type? I don't know, is this a stupid way of doing it? Oh, it's .any. .contains is different. Wait, what's .contains useful then? If the array contains the given value. Ah, it's not like a linky method. Okay. Okay, it's, yeah. Right, so what we then do is we say that, what? Yeah, we just say alarm output dot value equals true, else false. Right, okay, and we can just maybe document that, right? Like true if the alarm is being triggered, false if not, right? And this type, right, should probably be like modifiable by the player somehow. Right, so yeah, but I suppose we'll get to that. Let's just write that down in like our notes and go like list of things, yeah, of parameters in scenes in devices that could be modified by the player somehow. Right, so like the type of objects that trigger a detection area 3D. Cool. Okay. Right, and now we go to main, build this. Again, why am I building it again? That's completely useless. Make these editable. All right, in this alarm output, this detection area 3D, sorry, the alarm input can be wherever this, yeah, this alarm should also have editable children. God, that's annoying. I should really fix this. Input into alarm, right? Now let's see if this works. I suspect it will, but I don't know. Okay, cool. So now this is attached here. Right, and I'm in the thing, and it does that now. Perfect. If I now disconnect this, okay, I can't right click that. Anyway, I just need to be right back in a second. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So, where were we? Yeah, it was working, right? Oh no, it wasn't working. For some reason, I couldn't right-click on this. Um, I can right-click on that, and then that, but I can't right-click on this one. Okay. Why? Let's turn that off, right? And I am definitely doing this. So I'm actually just going to write down a few things. So, that I want to do. So I want to like reduce the need on editable children in main.tscn. Okay, and also I want to maybe think about placing input and output nodes on a mask, and then the player interact raycast only accessing that mask might be easier for debugging. Okay, rather than performance. I don't really care about that at the moment. Oh, I see the issue. Yeah, and it's one that I could only really solve with masks, I believe. So, oh no, I can do it. No, actually, shouldn't be an issue. Wait, let me like this is the detection area. Ah, wait, what? I'm so confused. Okay, go back to alarm. Right, like these things are fine. Let's open CCTV. I'm a little bit confused now. So this is the alarm output, right? There's nothing else there. There's no overlap. But, I think it would be really useful to go to player interact raycast, right? Yeah, I think this would be great, right? To just go like export private iSignal, like node 3D, like last body right clicked. And then I at least know if something's happening. Yeah. So I just go if input. Yeah, I just copy this line, right? Okay, we just go let's get collider as node 3D. Cool. And then wait, can I do this? No. Yeah, there's no type arguments here. Okay. So I think what I should actually do is get collider is node 3D, then return is I can do like this. Return node 3D. Else return get collider. Else return can I just change this to Godot objects? I don't need any of this, right? Okay, now let's just test that. And I guess I should be able to now. Wrong button press. Okay, cool. And now I can. Right, so last body clicked, it says area 3D. Right, and now that's actually that. If I do that, yeah, okay. Shouldn't have that. And maybe you should do this instead. Just a tiny bit more readable. Just test that. Press the wrong button again. Okay, yep, cool. And that's that. Exactly. So now I can just do anything. Oh, I think I understand what it is. This is called an output, but I haven't changed it to be an output. Okay. And yeah, it should initially be off, obviously. This is an output that's set to be an output. Cool. Okay. So now I should be able to right click this. Cool. And I should be able to disconnect it, right? And now I can go into this and it doesn't set the alarm off. Right, so if I do that and then that. Oh. Now it sets the alarm off. But I could also connect this to, oh yeah, I suppose we already know I can do that. Right, okay. I suppose I could connect it to like everything now. Right, so now this like changes the light and the door and the alarm. So what happens now if I try to connect this to here? It's allowed. And it's set off. Okay, yeah, so it actually behaves how you'd kind of want it to behave. Sick. Okay, cool. Also, so I think, yeah, a few things as well, like, that's annoying, for one. This, I should be able to just click on it, like, just left click on it somehow, and it delete the connection. I shouldn't have to repeat the whole connection. So yeah, we can write that down. But we've added in the alarm correctly, so make it easier to cut connections from within HackerVision 3D. Okay, also think about making it making inputs versus outputs less fragile, you know, e.g. separate them out into two different classes, or, you know, assert, yeah, okay, or assert some condition somehow. Okay, cool, that's fine. So we can now just go feat, add working alarm, like player detector, okay, and detector, you know, area 3D, okay, and working alarm. Okay, you know, both use signals, DF signals as required. Cool, perfect. Okay, and now we can just do something which is that, oops, a daisy. This alarm is probably should be an iSimplified device. Okay, and then moved into here. Okay, and this door should also probably, it is an iSimplified device. Should be moved into here. And yeah, that's it, ready. These are generics. These are signal types. Cool. Okay, so we can just go, oops, refactor. Okay, move devices into devices folder. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now I think I've fucked up here because there'll be a blend folder. Yes. And it's gonna annoy me. That isn't LFS. Although I think for now it should be very. I don't think it'll matter that I haven't LFS that. Let me just check. Right, yeah, it's like 99 kilobytes, so I don't think it matters, but I just want to LFS track star.blend. Yeah, and now I just want to go like get LFS status. Right, I think if you do that now, yeah, okay. So it moves it into being LFS. Perfect. Okay, so just like refactor, like migrate dot a dot blend file to get LFS. Oops. Yeah, I just want to double check that that's actually what's happening, so I want to see it in the terminal. It is cool. Okay, now let's just close Godot because it tends to have a little bit of a fit when you do this. Check out main, git merge, add simplified devices. Git push. Cool. Because I think the core of what we wanted that branch to do is basically done. Cool. So I think the next thing to do is just to make super simple level. It will be awful. It won't be very fun to play. It won't look very good. But rather than just delaying that forever, I think that's a bad idea. You should just add something. Okay, it can still be in the museum. There's just a little puzzle that you have to work out how to rewire these objects, right? Just something super simple that someone who's never played the game could theoretically still do, right? And then I think it might be good to try to get some art style down, right? So open something in Blender. Yeah. To try to open something in Blender and make a scene that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah. So I think I have a few ideas for what that could be. So maybe I'll get some reference images. Yeah. Yeah, and then I think I do want to I need to still fix this issue. There's not many devices. And that's boring as hell, and I think we should do some more complex things with computers while still keeping it not overly complex. So, yeah. Okay, well, I can't find... I was trying to look at an image but I can't find it. That's okay. I can kind of budge it, I think. Yeah. I think I had an idea of what I wanted. Okay, so basically I was just thinking kind of like a Shadows of Doubt cafe. Obviously it's not going to look anything like Shadows of Doubt, but like just the scale and what type of objects I want in there. I think I'm going to use Blender. I did try to use Blockbench, but I found it like really, really fucking annoying to use because like the Blender shortcut, like there's an option to change to Blender shortcuts, but they aren't the same. And there's just a lot of things that I think are kind of missing, right? Like you basically have to do everything with loop cuts, which is like good to do, but there's a lot of things that like there isn't an array modifier. So there's like the basic building blocks of how you can make a Blender scene really quickly just aren't there. And the main benefit, right, is you get like correct pixelization of your textures. But I think from videos I've seen on YouTube, you can just do that anyway in Blender if you just like put some thought into measuring stuff out and use cuboid projections as much as possible. So I don't think it's necessary to use Blockbench, and worst comes to worst, you can just import it into Blockbench anyway if you want to texture it in there. Use it as like a voxel painter basically. Yeah, and there's also things like I want everything, like if I'm using Blockbench, I want to use it to snap everything to the pixel grid, but that isn't possible. Like by default, the loop cuts will be exactly halfway between pixels, between like the edges. Which is like, you could maybe say like, sure, you should just think about that when you're making the model. But if you want to like quickly make something that has lots of edges, it's actually kind of difficult to like keep on top of, oh, this is actually 21.33 units along rather than 21, right? So there's just like the main advantage doesn't seem to be like fully baked into the software. And like maybe I'm just missing it, but I don't know. So it just like I just use it to make the model. It takes like 10 times longer than I would in Blender, and then just use Aseprite to like fix the like okay, I just use it as a UV mapper basically. And sometimes for complex objects it takes ages to map the UV anyway. So it seems better just to use Blender with a cuboid projection and just accept that you might have to think a little bit more in the UV and painting process, but it takes like 10x less time to actually make the model. But I think that's just because I've got used to Blender. It's nothing against, it's nothing against Blockbench as software. Like I think it is fine software and could be really good if you don't know Blender already. But as someone who knows Blender already, it's like kind of impossible. And I'm not saying I'm good at Blender. I just know the very, very basics I need. And even then, I felt like it was frustrating to learn to use Blockbench. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, I wanted just like floor, okay, like a shop floor, okay, and then like a till with like a monitor on top of it, and maybe like a couple of cameras, and then a door that's like to the back of the place. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so let's just like, how do we want to do this? Let's do this in like the negative Z. Yeah. Okay, and also I just want to get in a cube. Yeah. Let's go like this. I want a cube, and I just want it to be, is Z up? Z up is up in Blender, right? 1.7 and like 0.4 by 0.4, right? And just call this like human reference as a general size reference. Oh, my snapping is not on. Vertex. Closest vertex, yep. Oh, okay. Being stupid. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I can just leave it that, that's fine. Okay. I should definitely keep it on though. Tab 2, and then, yeah. Have to be super big, right? Something like that, and that maybe give us a little bit more space. This side, perfect. We can just call this floor 1, and then duplicate it this way, perfect. Okay, GY, GX, oops, GX, like that. Right, and then like, I don't know, like super simple little room. Maybe make it a little bit deeper. Okay, perfect. Now I'm realizing this. Yeah, I just want to move this back a little bit. And this back a little bit, perfect. And now let's add in a cube. Okay. Where does a, comes up to like your waist, right? Like halfway. Yeah, like a standard till. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. And let's maybe make this a little bit longer. Nice. Okay. And yeah, I think that's fine for now. Like if we're just grey boxing something, I think that's absolutely fine. Okay, let me save this. Let's just go to museum. No, okay, there isn't. So let's just make a folder called museum and we'll put everything in there. Okay, museum. Let's just go like simple example level. And then we can just call this simple example level. Okay. So now we can, yeah, so I'm just trying to think what the player's actually gonna have to do, right? They'll just have to like stand in a blind spot of the CCTV and rewire the CCTV and then get behind it and like rewire a button or something to be able to unlock the door. And then unlock the door without anyone seeing them and then like get something. I don't know. So we just need, yeah, I mean, like this is absolutely fine. We just need a place for a button. We need a door. We need a place for CCTV and some object. Actually, I suppose we don't really need any objects. And we need a door. So basically we're done, right? As far as grey boxing is concerned. Yeah, I think we are basically done. As far as grey boxing is concerned, we just want to add some walls. So I think we can just add some walls, right? Yeah. Okay. Trying to think the easiest way to add walls is. Right, and then I just want to show the face orientation. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's a bit high already. No, I think that's fine. And then I'm just thinking about like bamming a solidify on it. I think that's probably the easiest way. Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, and yeah, let's just extrude this up as well. Does that make a... Yeah, it does. Okay, perfect. And then I guess we just face in that as well. Right, and then we turn that on. It has some walls to it. The only problem is this is going to be an issue. So I guess we just loop cut. Okay. Like that, and then just delete this. Oh, delete the face. That's not really what I wanted to do. Right. Let's move these here and then SY them down. Right, and now we can delete that face. Right. Okay, sure. I think. I don't really know though. Right, I want this to be a little bit taller. Cool. And then now I'm confused how to bridge this gap. But also I'm confused at this solidify, like, obviously it's gonna look stupid, right? So maybe I should just remove it. It's probably the easiest thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's like the best way to do this. Like, how do you quickly make walls? Is it best just to put cuboids there? Might be. Or I guess, yeah, if I want to be really lazy, I guess you just put a solidify that's kind of tiny. Yeah. I think that's the best way. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do this, face it, and then Control R, like that, and then Control R, like that, and then go in here, hide this, and do that, right? And then just add a solidify as well on here. Right, and now unhide this, right, and I think this is like a usable thing. And then now I just want to hide this again. And then, yeah, I guess we can just make another few loop cuts, right? Okay. Actually, let's GY them this way a little bit, and then delete this face, right? Okay, and I suppose I should maybe standardize the door size or something, I don't know. Okay, cool. Okay, and now I think we have everything we need to be able to make the level. So, let's make the level. Oh yeah, that's very annoying. Okay, so let's just do that. And obviously it's not going to look very good, but that's okay. Just put it here or something. Doesn't really need much thought put into it. And let's just open it and see if it's the right scale, because it might not be. Imagine this is like a little room. Okay, cool. And then yeah, you could just like steal your way into here. Okay, nice. So I guess the disadvantage of doing this is you get like light leakage at the edge. Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I think the doors are a little bit, should be a bit wider, right? And I should probably, considering this is a museum, I should probably document some in-game documentation of door sizes and stuff. But I don't really care about that right now. So yeah, it's interesting that that triggers it, but this doesn't. Maybe I guess it's too thin. So yeah, we can now just add a texture to this so it looks like less really bad. Add like a light or two with a couple of switches. So yeah, basically we can just add everything from here that we've just made into here as like actual usable stuff. Cool. Right, and then once we've done this, we can see if it's like vaguely fun, and we think there is a chance, and if there is a chance, we can add some more devices, and then we can do this again with some new devices, and once we have like 2, maybe 3 little levels that we think showcase that this is fun, we can then try to make an art style that fits in with everything, and then just remake those 2 simple levels, but without any mechanics, right? Just completely separate project with nicer visuals. Okay, we can maybe make one of them with like a Shadows of Doubt aesthetic. Okay, and see if that works and see if that feels cool, right? We can maybe try to like, I don't know, just in some like design software, just make what we want the like hacking visuals to look like. And then if we like that and think it would go well with the levels we make, then we could actually make like an MVP, right, of the 2 things together, right? And I think it would be a lot easier. And I've never really done that before. I've always just tried to like go hell for leather and just make overcooked mechanics or just make something that looks cool, and I've like never achieved either. So hopefully if we do a little bit of one and then a little bit of the other, and until those both are in an okay place, and then we can combine them, hopefully that's a little bit more feasible to do and should be like a bit more possible. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so let's right, we're gonna have to do this, and we can just go to here, right? Like that's fine. Ah, who cares about that? Ah, no, actually, no. Okay. And yeah. Wait, can I turn off? Like if I just don't want to make this not visible. Like, is that possible? I don't think so, is the answer. Okay. So I'm going to leave these here and I'm just going to copy paste them. But before I do that, I think I should go through, yeah. That's a really good point. I should go through and make all of these just have loads of editable children, because that's really annoying. Yeah. Okay, so let's just do that, and then we can finish up for today. So yeah, we've got the start of this thing, so let's just go, okay. Yeah, let's just stop this from being hell. Well, actually, I don't know if I can be bothered to do that today. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to call it.